Thanks for tuning in. Here's a quick video of how I make my Bodhrans. We start off with plywood, 1/4 inch, and I cut that in 4 inch and 5 inch width pieces. That's the depth of the drums I mostly make. 4 inches, 5 inches deep, 14 inches in diameter. I've done 12 inch diameter and also a 16 inch diameter. Next part of the process is to steam the wood. The plywood, even the thin stuff, it won't bend without steaming it. So I've made up this device, basically stuff you can buy at the hardware store. And I've got boiling water, so once the water comes to boiling point in the tube, I put in the piece of wood. On average, I leave it in there about a half an hour, and then I take it out and get it ready for bending. So you have to do this fairly quickly once you take it out of the container. And I use a piece of metal, soft metal, to put around the wood to help with the bending, just so it doesn't snap in two. So I just put the soft wood and clamp it on there, and then just basically bend it into shape. This particular one is a small diameter, so it's more difficult to do a small diameter. So you just take it and bend it as quickly as possible, and then take it to the mold. And here's my mold from my small drum. It's just a 12 inch. It's pretty small. So you just bend it in to fit in there. Just pop it in, and once I get it in there, I clamp it a bit, and I leave it there to dry for a couple of days and kind of take shape. Put some clamps on it. And the next thing is, once it's dry, I glue the joint. That's kind of an important part of the of the drum. So I glue the joint and then clamp it and just get it ready. That's kind of the shape. Make sure it's fitting into the mold properly. And then basically glue it and clamp it, and again leave it for a few days to dry. And then I usually finish it off with sanded and get it ready for putting on the skin, the head of the drum. So here we have a goat skin. This is a pretty thin one, and you have to soak it in the water to make it soft and workable. So I soak it for a few hours and then take it out and just drain the water off it, and basically just kind of just get it workable. So I just get the excess water off the skin. And next process is just putting it onto the frame. Here we have a 12 inch frame that I made, and I finished sanded it and stained it and all that. So now the skin is very soft, so it's easy to work with when it's wet. And I just put this band around it. You can buy this stuff at the hardware store too, and just tighten it so there's no creases or anything. It will tighten up as it dries. So that's kind of a tricky part, just getting the right tightness. So, but it's easy to work with when it's wet. So I put it on there, pull it nice and tight. And then just cut off the excess skin. Actually, this is a different drum. This is a buffalo skin that I'm cutting off here. I usually cut off the skin when it's wet, it's easier. But this one, I left it on there because I didn't know how it was going to come out. So it's easier to cut the skin when it's wet, but you can cut it when it's dry. It's pretty hard. And then just pull off the excess skin. Here's your finished drum, or just with the skin, the head on. I have no tuning mechanism in this particular drum. And next, I secure the skin with staples. That's how I do it. I don't use glue, and I think the staples are pretty secure. Just put a whole bunch of staples all the way around. Once you've determined the tightness you want the skin. I have a tuning ring in this particular drum. Making the tuning ring is kind of similar to making the frame. It's just obviously a smaller piece of wood, and you have to steam it and glue it. And then I just buy the hardware and use that to adjust the tuning ring. Here I'm just tapping in the staples, get everything smooth, and then I use this piece of trim as a finish on the drum. It covers where I staple it, and it also gives it a nice look. It's just it's an edging that's used in furniture making, I think, and I just iron it on around, and it just kind of gives the drum a nice finish. I use mostly goat skin, then some calf skin and buffalo skin, and I have a few drums that I'm playing here. You'll hear the different sounds.